on, family? I wanted to come on today and have a bit of a discussion with you guys. I wanted to talk to the parents, specifically the parents of teenage girls, because there's something that happened that was shared with me on my personal Facebook page that was going on in my state. And, you know, it goes on in, you know, not just my state, but this goes on pretty much everywhere in the world. But I wanted to bring a little bit of awareness to it and kind of get the parents' antennas going so they can kind of be aware of their children's surroundings and everything like that. And they're checking on their children and they're making sure that their children are doing what they are supposed to be doing. So pretty much I was, this article was shared with me about something that happened yesterday in Huntsville, Alabama. This 19-year-old guy was caught in this 13-year-old girl's closet. And apparently this girl met this guy on Facebook about a year or so ago. They were chatting back and forth, and the guy expressed to her that he didn't have anywhere to stay, so he was literally staying in a 13-year-old girl's room for several days, and her parents had no idea that this guy was living in their 13-year-old daughter's room for a couple of days. But this specific particular night, she decided to go in the daughter's room and, you know, check on her or whatever, and she discovered the man hiding in the closet, and of course she called the police. He's a 19-year-old man, and she's a 13-year-old girl. I know a lot of people are saying, you know, a lot of these 13-year-old girls don't look 13. But my thing is this. Anytime you have, especially in this specific situation, if you have a person who you have to hide in the closet anytime you know, they tell you you got to go hide in the closet until such and such goes to sleep, that is a red flag. So you can't use that whole, you didn't know that this girl was 13 years old. And my thing is this, a lot of times these dudes be knowing that these girls are underage and they still mess with them anyway. But I want to specifically talk to the parents right now, because I got to arguing with this girl kind of sort of on my personal Facebook page because she kind of pissed me off. Because I said, my thing is this, how young is too young for a child to have an unmonitored Facebook page or Twitter or Instagram or whatever? How young is too young for a child to have an unmonitored social media page? My thing is this, my little niece, she's 15 years old. My sister has her password, she checks her messages and all that stuff, as well as her phone. She checks her messages and all that at a certain time at night. You cannot get on the phone, and if I catch you on the phone, I'm taking it from you. Okay, my thing is this, parents are a little too lenient with their children. So what I want to discuss with you, family, is I want to ask you guys a question. I want to ask you, what are your opinions on how young is too young for a child to have a social media page that is unmonitored? Okay, as well as how young is too young for a child to have a, and this is, well, I'm getting kind of, you know, I'm talking over myself because I'm very passionate about this. Me and the girl specifically got to arguing about, she had the nerve to say that she thinks it's an invasion of privacy for you to check your child's phone messages and for you to check their Facebook messages. That is one of the main reasons why we have so many teenage girls who are out here getting pregnant at 11, 12, 13, and 14 years old. Because of people like that. People who feel like your children need to have all of this privacy. There's nothing wrong with giving your children a little bit of privacy. But at the end of the day, if I'm paying your cell phone bill, if you want to have a social media page, because there are too many predators out here. If I want to monitor your Facebook, and if I want to monitor who you're speaking with on the phone, and you're 13 years old, I have that right. You're 13. Okay? You're 13. Until you get to a point where you're paying your own bills and you're out of my house, I feel like it is a necessity for parents to be on top of their children. Talk to them. Know what they're doing. Know who they're hanging out with. Know what they're doing on these social media pages. Because this girl was talking to this guy for a full year. Okay? And this guy had been living in her room. She said for a couple of days. There's no telling how long this man was staying in her room. She also admitted that her and this man, I'm saying man, he's 19, she's 13, but still, he's 19 years old and she's 13. Okay, and she said they were having sex. Well, they engaged in sexual acts is what she said. And I'll include the link and everything in the description box so you guys can go and check out the story. But what I want you guys to comment below in the comment section, because I'm going to try not to make this video too long, but this is something that has really been plaguing me, because there is so many cases of teenage girls who are getting pregnant. And I know a lot of people saying, well, what about the teenage boys? But it is so many cases, if we get in these teenage girls' head to get them to understand the repercussions of having premarital sex or sex before you get to a certain point in your life, or whatever you want to call it, okay? If we talk to these young girls and let them know the dangers of doing this type of stuff, especially with these social media pages and talking to all these grown men and shit. Like I told you guys about, you know, when I was younger and shit like that, I used to talk to all kind of guys on the internet, but I would never, I guess I didn't have the nerve to actually meet any of these guys. And a lot of times, you know, the parents, they really don't know. But what I want to bring awareness to is for you guys to know that a lot of these children, I know you may think, you know, my baby, she ain't doing that type of stuff. My baby, she ain't doing that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, you will be surprised what your children are doing if you are not monitoring their Facebook pages. I mean, half of them be on there all kind of cursing and posting these provocative pictures of them in these cut-offs, shirt tops, and, you know, breasts hanging out and things like that. And you get grown men who are perverted, and they get turned on by looking at teenage girls and underage girls like that. And my thing is this: how young, again, I want to stress, how young is too young for a child to have an unmonitored social media page? How young is too young for a child to have a social media page, period? Okay? And what's up with a lot of these parents who feel like it's an invasion of your child's privacy to check their text messages and check their Facebook messages? If you're 13 years old, if you feel like you too grown for me to be able to check your Facebook page, you don't need to have one. And it must be some shit that's going on with you. If you got a problem with me checking it, what the hell are you doing on there? So that's what I want to bring awareness to the parents of teenage girls specifically, because there's too many teenage girls out here getting pregnant. A lot of these teenage girls out here are getting molested and killed. I've seen so many stories of these teenage girls who parents, you know, they'll have these boyfriends and shit, and they're molesting and killing these young girls. I need us to be more aware of what is going on in our teenage daughters and teenage sons as well lives, but specifically our teenage girls. Talk to them, sit them down, have conversations with them, let them, you know what I'm saying, be more involved in their lives. As well as, if you have to go in their damn room in the middle of the night, just pop up in that motherfucker 2 o'clock in the morning, just bust up in there. Yes, do that. If you feel like, hell, they probably gonna think you crazy. Matter of fact, go another night, goddamn, open that closet. I know a lot of y'all probably gonna be paranoid right now since I'm saying this, because this is going on, and it probably goes on a lot. It probably goes on like, you probably get a lot of these teenage girls, they're out here, they probably have dudes spending the night in their room. When you in the room with your boo, sleep and shit, you laid up with some nigga in your room, and they got somebody laid up in their damn room, sneaking out the window in the middle of the night while you in there laid up with your man. So I need us to just be more aware of what's going on. So in the comment section below, let me know what you think about this story. The 19-year-old guy who was found in a 13-year-old girl's closet, he's been staying there for a couple of days. Apparently they had been talking on Facebook for over a year, and the guy told her he needed somewhere to stay and all this type of shit. And the mama ended up catching them. But it's just a whole lot going on. Let me know. Do you have teenage children? If you have teenage children, do they have social media pages? If they have social media pages, let me know. Do you monitor their social media pages? Or do you just let them, are you just their friend and you just look at the stuff that they write on their wall? Because you do understand that they do have inboxes and things. And they can, even with the post on Facebook, I don't know if you guys knew this, but with the post on Facebook, they can also they have a setting on Facebook where you can edit who is able to look at your status messages. So if they post a status and they don't want you to see it, they can go into their settings and they can set it to where everybody can see it but you. Yes. Yes, I know you may think, well, I'm their friend and I see what they post on there. No, they have settings on their Facebook pages where they can go in and they can block you from seeing their messages. You can still be their friend, but you won't see shit that they post on their wall. I caught my little niece doing that one time. Caught her doing it one time. And of course, my sister went and took the shit off there and she told her, if you do that shit again, then of course you're not going to be on Facebook. If you want to be grown, goddamn it, you ain't going to have no phone, no social media or nothing. So yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about this shit in the comment section. Parents, be more aware of your teenage children's surroundings, specifically the girls, because they are a little more vulnerable and things like that to shit like this happening. as well as the boys as well, but specifically the teenage girls. So family, let me know what you guys think about this situation in the comment section below. And until the next time, family, bye.